All right, so exciting encounter between Liverpool and Newcastle. This weekend they are on the road. They go to Bournemouth, who are in form and have, you can argue, the hottest forward in the league, Dominic Solanke. Some people think that he's not hot, but I think this season he's played very, very, very well. He was December's player of the month, I believe, so he's done really well there. So let me start off with you. It's Liverpool's first game without Mo Salah. I don't think the question should be, can they win without him? I think they can, but will it be easy or difficult?
I don't think it will be easy. I don't think it's easy. Mo Salah, we all know his status in the Liverpool team. We all know how important he is for both the attacking output and also defensively. People don't give him much credit, but it's also one of the big factors why they are so compact, because he's always willing to put in those yards to come back and help. So their first Premier League game without him, Liverpool fans will be looking anxiously. I'm sure they were all watching yesterday the Battle of the Moes. The Ghanaian Mo came out on top. But Mo Salah, we just hope that his injury was not too serious and he won't spend too long on the sidelines. But looking at tomorrow's game, I don't think it will be easy for Liverpool. Bournemouth have shown that they have some backbone, some spine to them. I would admit, when I think we're here some months back, we're talking about Andoni Iraola, and at that point in time, it didn't seem as if he was going somewhere. And I made a statement that I don't think he was meant for the Premier League. So that's it's my humble pie because the guy he's doing a lot of good job. Really good and since the upturn in form, we've all been looking for that point where it will all crumble down for them. That point where they revert to their old ways, but they just keep on going from strength to strength. And apart from the game against Tottenham, where they lost 3-1 recently, they have won almost all the games. They came from 2 goals down in the FA Cup away at Queen's Park Rangers the other day. And they are showing that apart from their first team, everybody who comes in the team can come and put something inside. When you put Sinistera in, he comes to do something. When you put in Kluivert, he comes to do something. When you bring on Danish guy, the tall guy from the bench, he comes Philip Billing. He comes to impact positively. So they have a lot of dimensions which they play. They can play the sweet ball. They can hoof it up to Solanke. And Solanke is showing this season that he's not just your typical number 9 who just holds up play and brings others to it. He draws defenders out wide. He splits defenses. And he's showing a clinical edge. He's showing the promise that was seen in his early days at Liverpool, at Chelsea, which convinced Liverpool to part a huge amount of money to bring him to Anfield. It didn't work out for him there. He's been looking for a home. He's been looking for somewhere he can sink his feet in and get the job done. And it looks as if under Andoni Iraola, he's finding the home he has so long wanted to have. Okay. So I think tomorrow it will be interesting to see the battle between him and Van Dijk. I don't know if Arnold will play, Alexander-Arnold. I think he had a knock after the game against Arsenal in the FA Cup. I don't know if he'll be back, but if he's not going to be back, it's going to hamper Liverpool, because I think they have to put their best foot forward, looking at how good Bournemouth has been, looking at how intimate Bournemouth's ground is. Sometimes coming to these old intimate grounds, it's not easy to come and impose yourself. We saw Liverpool struggle up at Luton. They had to escape with the skin of their teeth with their last-minute equalizer from Luis Diaz there. So it just goes to show you, if the smaller team have a set way of playing, if they have a good strategy backed by their baying home fans, they can do something. Bournemouth are in the position where they have been performing very well recently, so they have a lot in their favour. And if Liverpool don't put their best foot forward, I think this game, the win may elude them. All
right, Adam, let's talk about Liverpool. Possible selection choices that club can make. Mo Salah is obviously out. If you were him, what kind of attacking components would you put together, looking at what he has available?
He has to work with Jota, Gakpo and Nunes, and hope they can give him the goods on this day. With how important Mo Salah is and him being away, this will be the time for the players and the Liverpool team to stake their claim that they can be the next person who can be the one to take the mantle of responsibility when it comes to leading the line in this team. Mo Salah has done so well, consistently putting up numbers, and his time in the Premier League is nearing an end, whether we like it or not. He's at the tail end of his career, and he's still doing these amazing things. So I'm looking forward to people like Nunes, people like Jota especially, because he's supposed to be the striker amongst the pair. and he's the one who is supposed to be like the most lethal finisher amongst them. Nunes is very on and off with his finishing. He can score a goal that you deem very, very difficult and miss the easy chance. So I'm looking for players like that to step forward. They will need players to step up because Mo has picked up an injury to the AFCON, and as of now, we don't know how serious that injury is. That should serve as motivation for the players. They should go into that game thinking that Mo isn't here. I should do this for the team. I can be that guy today. So that's what I'll need from the Liverpool attackers. And Klopp, I want him to line up with Nunes down the middle and to push, how do we call it, Gakpo into his preferred position, that is on the left.
On the left.
Yeah, and that can work for Liverpool.
Interesting stuff. Sydney, you mentioned the battle between Dom Solanke and Virgil van Dijk. Now, for either player to win, what must happen? So if Dominic Solanke will succeed in that battle, how should he approach it? And if Virgil van Dijk has to win, how should he approach a player who's very confident like Dominic Solanke?
Well, let's not forget, Virgil van Dijk is also a player who is very self-confident in his own abilities. A player who came within the hair's breadth of being named the Ballon d'Or winner. And I believe he has a lot of confidence in his own abilities. But he's coming up against a guy who is on a hot streak. He's on hot form. And who seems to have his team supplying him, surrounding him. Now, they have been together for a while now. They know his game. They know where he needs the ball. They know how quickly he needs the ball. And they know in what areas to put the ball. So for Solanke to actually thrive in this game, you shouldn't shy away from the battle because sometimes you come up against, I mean, Virgil van Dijk, he's a huge unit. You come up against something like that and you want to be a bit cute, you want to be a bit nifty, you want to move up, shy away from it and see if you can put yourself on the other defender, see if you can get more change out of him. But I believe when that happens, already you're losing the mental battle because when you come into football games like this, it's not just the physical. There's emotional aspect, there's some mental aspects. You come in with the attitude, the mindset of a killer, which is what Mourinho always said Drogba used to have. Doesn't matter who he's going to face, Drogba is coming with the mindset that I'm coming to demolish this guy. And that's the mindset Solanke needs to have because he's doing what he's near the top. I think he's top 5 top scorer this season. Yeah. He's proven himself. And he's somebody who had huge pedigree at the youth stages. So he's not somebody who is not known to us. He's somebody who we have seen grow up, who we watched. I came across a stat last time when, in his time at Chelsea, the youth team, he and Tammy Abraham, for one season, they combined for about 60 goals. They're the two of them. They were just tearing everybody apart. And it's just been sad that he hasn't taken it up, but at least we are seeing the re-emergence of Dominic Solanke. So I just think it has to be a mental thing because he has the ability, he has the capability to actually worry Van Dijk. We saw the highlights there against Newcastle. We saw what Isak was doing. We saw, we have seen, Isak will worry them a bit. We have seen, we saw against Fulham in the FA Cup where they had to come back from a goal behind to get 2 goals. And we saw the striker, I think it was Jimenez in the game, also posing a problem for the Liverpool backline there. So it's not an infallible team. There are holes to be punched, there are gaps inside there, and it's just up to him to believe in himself that he can actually get something. And for Van Dijk, I wouldn't expect him to do much different from what he does because he doesn't commit. I think that's really crucial because we are seeing Solanke.
Some people believe that it's a bit of a flaw on Van Dijk's side, this lack of engagement, because people are used to defenders running into strikers,
I think that allows him to anticipate what you do better. Instead of lunging into the tackle, he observes you to see what you probably do with the ball. And that makes his tackles more clean. Like, he can get a cleaner shot that gets in the ball than to just lunge in. So, I mean, I see it differently from the way most people see it. It gives him, like, the best possible solution to the situation. If he reads the game, instead of just lunging in, he can make the tackle that will be right for the moment. Sometimes, instead of defenders just go into the tackle and they cause, like, nasty accidents, and sometimes it results in cards. But Van Dijk will rather just read the game and see what you're about to do and anticipate that. I think it's a better way of approaching defending. All
right, so finally, I think we don't know the status of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. So Joe Gomez, right back, possibly?
Possibly. But I think I've seen the emergence of a young guy. I think his name is Kate Gordon at Liverpool. I saw him in the FA Cup. He looked very competent. Yes. I think he came on in the game against Arsenal. And he played in the Fulham game as well. Really good. So he's looking good. I mean, is it too soon to put him in? I don't think so, because he's shown that he has the capability. Joe Gomez, we all know the infamous stats. His whole career, not a single goal from Joe Gomez.
But I mean, if Joe Gomez is put at that position, they won't ask him to do the things Trent typically do in the squad. So I think it's to bring a different dimension to Liverpool's play. But then Trent will be a huge miss for Liverpool, because with Salah gone, he's somebody who would have stepped into that position creatively for Liverpool to make things happen with his passing ability. We've all seen what he has done to defenses this season. When he's been given the opportunity, he can play one pass that can split the defense open. So that would be a huge miss for Liverpool.
Let's just wrap it up on the Trent Alexander-Arnold thing. And ever since the experiment started, I've heard several people say that Trent is eventually going to end up as a midfielder. I don't know what you make of that, Sydney. Do you think he will become a midfielder?
I don't think he would. I think he is where he's supposed to be. You know, a lot is made of his incompetence in one-on-one defending and all that. But I think he's a world-class player. I mean, Trent is one of the best players we have in the world. Okay. His technical quality is off the chain, and he's really good. And I think where he is also inures to his benefits, because if you're in the midfield, the hot midfield, where you are easily closed down, where everybody's onto you when you have the ball, you are easily marked. But coming from the right back position, nobody thinks to mark a right back. So it actually creates that, affords you that kind of space. Okay. And the space Trent always craves, he can always create from there, the long balls, the crosses, the passes, and the goals. And it all comes from his withdrawn position. We used to see it with Lampard, always coming from deep where he's not being marked. And I think we can see the similar thing in Trent. Put him in the midfield, it's easier to put a man on him, to follow him, Mourinho style, follow him around the pitch, and just spoil his game. But from where he's coming from, I think it's good for him.
Adam, you?
I feel the same. If he's moved to midfield, I feel like it's exposed his defensive inabilities. So I feel like using him the way they use him brings that element of surprise that people don't expect. So I would love to see more of this. I think transitioning him to a full-time central midfielder will be a bit problematic. I think you have to compensate too much in the team for him not being that great defensively. And in the midfield, you need people who can do that job around the 90, and will Trent be able to do that when he's attacking at the same time? I don't think so. So I think using him the way he's being used now is the best. Okay, we'll find out if Trent will make a return, and we'll see what Liverpool does. We'll also see what Dom Solanke and Andoni Raiola or Bournemouth will do to handle the threat of Liverpool this weekend in the Premier League.